Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hey everybody, and welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores and Mortgage Pro there at McKinley team. Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee here with you for your lunch hour, and we're glad that you joined us out there wherever it is that you might be tuning us in. Obviously, you can communicate with us on Facebook Live like you do every single day, and we appreciate it. You guys make the show, being able to comment and ask questions and all that kind of stuff. We've got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, Auburn basketball. If you got an Auburn show like we do, Randy, and you don't start off by talking about basketball, then you just aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, you don't like success.
Well,
I mean, you're one for pain. Yeah. And unfortunately, this hasn't been a very painful 2019 by no stretch of the imagination.
No.
But if you don't talk about basketball, and we're currently ranked 5th in this alternate universe that Bruce Pearl has created over on the Plains at Auburn, you do like unsuccessful things more than you like to talk about positive things.
First, I guess it's good to start there because, every time we see something come out on Auburn basketball or the latest poll, Auburn continues to have a meteoric climb up the pole, and it just doesn't seem like reality still for all of us that have grown up and not really been exposed to anything good in the basketball side other than a few sporadic years here and there. I was blessed. You were there at the same time. I worked in media relations at Auburn, maybe during the best year of Auburn basketball period outside of last year, and that was the 99 season. Up until last year, 99 was the best season Auburn had ever had, and I had courtside seats every game. I was a student assistant. I got to sit there. I had a job through the media relations department, but I got a front row seat every single night to that basketball team, and it was something to watch. It was amazing. Chris Porter was amazing. The whole team, everybody, just kind of the chemistry of that team. Cliff Ellis, that Coliseum, which is a huge building, by the way, was packed to the rafters every single night. It didn't matter if it was a Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I can still remember the Tuesday night game against Ole Miss. It was an 8 o'clock tip-off. Everybody was kind of using that game as a benchmark for this team. They said, Ole Miss was good. They came in with a really good basketball team, and we jumped out to something like a 19-4 lead. And that last basket to go out there and stretch that up to like almost 20 points was a full court alley-oop to Bryant Smith, and I thought the roof was going to blow off the place. That's when I knew Auburn had a special team that year. They went on to get a number 1 seed. So there are still some things that team did that even last year's team didn't do. They garnered a number 1 overall, or not overall, but a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. They did go out in the Sweet 16, but it was a fun year. We didn't have many of those to cling to last year, this year, what Bruce Pearl did prior to last year, the path that he's building his program. Andy said it yesterday. This is how you build a program, Gus. This is what you do. You don't necessarily have to win a championship every year, but you've seen every year. How do you build off a Final Four year? You come in, you go 13-0, even if he wasn't 13-0. If he was, 8-4 or whatever, you're building off success.
Well, let's stay right here and let's compare and contrast those two teams, because that is the best version of our early life.
No doubt.
And this version right now has become a 3-year version. Now, 2 years ago, maybe not quite to the level that we got now. We were a darn good basketball team a couple of years ago, too, and winning an SEC championship in the regular season, and it wasn't a fluke. And we thought at that time it was a fluke. Here's the difference. The depth of this team is eye-opening. When Turbo Jones can't get minutes.
Babatunde can't get minutes.
They can't get minutes. And you want to know why? Because they're not one of the top 8. It's not like we're looking over there and going, I would like to see him on the court more. No, I really wouldn't.
Well, Bruce Pearl's the best judge of that.
I know that, and I have a lot of confidence with that, but it is kind of what fans do. It's just part of who we are. That's what a fanatic is. You're going to look in and say, what would I do if I were in his shoes, or what would we wish that they were doing? I don't watch that. I see Flanagan out there on the court. I know the ceiling is through the roof. That once the offensive side of the ball, once he gets that turned on, but the sheer size of this dude.
Oh, he's massive now.
And the athleticism on the defensive end that he brings.
That's why he's playing.
The unorthodox ability that he has with his left hand, of course that's why he's playing. And Jamal Johnson, that guy is one that you look and you say, if he went 4 for 6 behind the three-point arc in a half in a big game, and I told you that right now, what would you say?
Yeah,
I can see it.
About right. Yeah.
I could see it. Now, if he only scored 3 the next outing, I could see it. But that's the difference between these two teams to me, is the depth and the caliber of athlete that is out there on the court from 1 to 12. Now then, it was what, 1 to 7?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously you had an outstanding point guard in Doc Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's where it all starts.
The five were
pretty good.
Give or take. The 5 were unbelievable athletes, played above the rim, great athleticism, defended well. But when you got past that starting lineup of that team, you started falling off drastically.
Basically, the starting 5 were Mamadou Njai, Bryant Smith, Scotty Pohlman, Damian Fishback, and Doc Robinson.
That's right.
That was your starting 5. And then coming off the bench, you had Person sometimes, but you had
McGadney.
Well, you had Matt McGadney. You had was Hurd and
Chiliest maybe.
Well, yeah, Chiliest was Sharp and Hurd on that team.
All I know is, Brett, you don't know.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
I'm looking at the poster.
Yeah.
The 99 championship poster, and I can almost tell you where everybody's standing. But yeah, I mean, probably 8 at the most that you could rely on out of that team.
And I don't think Fishback started. I think Pohlman started.
Scotty Pohlman.
Fishback was the 6. And he played a lot.
Auburn did well. Naming what we just said, they had probably 8 guys.
But Brett, the next 5 after the starters for Auburn right now. Listen to me. The next 5 after Auburn starters may be more athletic than the starters.
They could be.
From just a sheer athleticism standpoint.
The type of recruit he's bringing in.
The type of recruit and the way that they look and their ability to defend and play above the rim, even for smaller guards.
Babatunde was expected to play by now. And that does tell you. I mean, obviously Bruce Pearl's going to play the guys he watches in practice that give Auburn the best chance to win. It's not a cut on him, but maybe he just isn't quite where he needs to be at this moment. I mean, Babatunde had a lot to do with getting Sharif Cooper here. Let's not be dumb about that. And obviously Isaac Okoro too, with their, the way they played with one another. But he's not gonna play somebody just because they maybe had a connection to bring a superior recruit in. That's what you like about Bruce Pearl. He's gonna put the guys out there that give the team the best chance to win night in and night out. And you look, McCormick's not going to score 28 points every night. He may only score 6. He may only score 8. May only score 2 or 3. Samir Dowdy, Okoro, Purefoy. He may be the streakiest shooter on the team, but when he gets hot, man, nobody's better than him. Wiley's become a consistent 8 to 12 to 14 point a game kind of guy. McLemore, he could have a 2-point game like he did against Mississippi State. He could have a 25-point game. There are 6 to 7 guys on this team that could put 20 on the board any night.
I think the biggest storyline, though, and we'd love to hear from you, your thoughts, the biggest storyline so far on this 13-0 start for Auburn is Austin Wiley to me. When he's out of the game, I want him back in.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I did not say that last year.
He ain't said it since he's been on campus.
But he's in shape. He very seldom looks like he's out of breath out there on the court. And his size, Brett, that's saying something. His defensive pressure on the defensive end of the ball around the rim is so much different than we saw the first couple of years. And I think it's because of the shape that he's gotten himself in. He's trimmed up. He is in much better shape. And he's healthy.
He got mad the other night. And that's the good thing Andy and I talked about yesterday. The old Austin Wiley would have gotten pushed around early and just went on away and went to the bench and had no impact on the game. Well, a dude pushed him around early in the game, and he got mad about it. And he retaliated. And he said, "You ain't gonna shove me around out here. I'm gonna keep challenging you." And Austin Wiley ended up with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and ended up with a solid game against a team that overmatched Auburn size-wise.
They did, yes.
Overmatched Auburn size-wise. That was one of the positives I was glad to see, is that they went into a matchup where they were outmatched physically, and they were able to figure out what it took on the road to get a win.
Well, we said this on the Saturday show, that we thought shooting from the outside was either going to be key or we're going to have to find different ways to score the basketball.
I thought about what you said right when we went 0 for 11. I said, man, we ain't hitting nothing.
But here's where the change happened in that basketball game, and everybody that watched says that Isaac Okoro, who's the 3, can take over on the defensive end, but he can also take over on the offensive end if whoever you've got matched up with him is not physical and can extend their pressure outside of 12 to 15 feet. And he took advantage of that on Saturday, and it really helped out because it was at a time where you didn't know where the points were going to come from because there was no pounding the basketball inside to Austin Wiley. And Bruce Pearl said that. Bruce Pearl knew that going in.
We said it Saturday you weren't going to be able to do that.
And it didn't work out that way. But Austin Wiley only gets 5 rebounds. He's averaging 9.5 rebounds a game, which is second in the conference. And we still find a way to beat a team that I don't think anyone's any longer in the country than that team we saw at Mississippi State.
I think Bruce Pearl said they were the 3rd or 4th longest team in the country.
I feel that.
So, I mean, you knew what you were going up against. But I said yesterday, Isaac Okoro at that stage where I think Mississippi State was up like 17-8 or 17-9, he said, all right, I'm done with this. Well, if nobody else is going to do anything, I am. And he had the fast break dunk, but the best play to me for him was the drive and then the dish back across the lane where he opened it up, I think, from McCormick with an easy layup. That's the kind of stuff that guy can do. He can just take over at any position, don't matter what it is. Up against our first break, stay tuned, more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Hidley Towers is an affordable senior citizen community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East, where spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living, where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more about Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552, where your family at Hidley Towers. That's 256-329-0552.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Alex City Marines, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy, are they gorgeous. Also, some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
Plumbing, A&M Plumbing. Service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing. Service at its best when you need it most.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores and Mortgage Pro there at McKinley team. Can't thank them enough. It's a new year. Go check out both of our corporate partners here on this program. We couldn't do the show without them, and they are great people to work with on both sides. Mike said good afternoon and Happy New Year and War Eagle to us out there. Jamie said, I don't question Pearl. I hope he never leaves. I just wish he coached football. Also, anyway, as far as Flanagan, he needs discipline. Then he can be good. Steven says Wiley will consistently get you 12 points and 8 rebounds. I love it. Jonathan said he loves that dog in number 23 out there, Randy. Randy says, War Eagle, I'm loving this basketball team. Man, isn't it a nice, refreshing thing to go into basketball season? And you remember how we used to view basketball going in?
We never talked about it. Well, you knew. Here's the issue.
What would we used to be talking about right now more than anything in the world? What would
recruiting.
Recruiting for football.
Because the only thing we had to look forward to was to hope that the class would close out in February and it would be decent, and we needed to find something to communicate out here on the show that would actually interest someone. Because if I came up here and talked about those early 2000s or even the 2010 version of Auburn basketball, I would have gotten laughed. I mean, there was nothing to talk about.
There was nothing to talk about.
Don't even bring the schedule up. Just think about anything other than.
We might mention the score of the game and pass it. That just tells you how different it's been. Stephen brings up a good point. Winning is contagious, and Pearl is creating a culture at Auburn. And you know what, man? It's almost a microcosm of what you brought up when Nick Saban was hired at Alabama. Nick Saban made Auburn's football program better. He did. You said it that day. You either up your ante or you get left behind. Bruce Pearl's walked onto that campus, and it's like, man, and I know right now people are probably laughing, going, well, it ain't affected Gus, but maybe there's a change down the road if it don't. But Butch Thompson, Bruce Pearl, all the other programs at Auburn, they're like, man, this guy's walking off and making us look bad. We better step our game up. No matter what it is, no matter which sport it is. And that's what he's doing. I think Steven's dead on, man.
Well, you just said, I haven't thought about it that way in a while, but I think you're exactly right. And here's part of the issue, though. You have to be who you are. And Alan Green, when we saw him speak this summer to a group, to the Lake Martin Auburn Club, he said, if y'all are expecting us to go out there and find another Bruce Pearl, it's not going to happen. There are no more of them. There's no more of them anywhere.
There's no more Nick Sabans.
There's no more of them. They don't exist. They don't grow them on trees. If they did, we'd have them in every sport. But we got him. And I do think that it's kind of rubbing off on some other coaches. And I do sense that because this is who that guy is. This is not a put on. This guy's.
No, he's like that all the time.
This guy's, if he just happened to choose basketball, if he would have chosen the business world, he would have been a marketing genius. He would have done whatever he needed to do from a standpoint of starting business and working hard enough, but also selling the product that he has there to sell. Some can't do that, Brett. Some just are considered maybe offensive gurus at one time. that got to the point they are now because they can lead. They're good people, which I think Gus Malzahn's a super guy. I think he's got a great family. But, you know, it does become a question of can you get it to the next level.
Market that program.
And Bruce Pearl was the perfect man at the perfect time.